What's good, YouTube? What's good, people? What's going on? How is everybody doing? I guess you guys are having a wonderful trading week, and I guess you guys are having a great week in general. That's your boy Halom, and I'm back with another video. Today's video gonna be a super educational video. I'm gonna be sharing everything that I feel like I've never shared before, but at the same time I feel like I limited the information or the knowledge that I was supposed to share. Well, before we continue and before we start or get any further with the video, don't forget to click the thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel, to like the video, and to most of all share and comment and turn on the notification bell, and to far most importantly, click on the link on the description to sign up with the broker that I use, Quick Trade. So today's video, it's mainly based on how I look for trades, how I take my trades, why I take those trades, and what makes me take those trades, right? It's mainly two confluences or two confirmations, right? But I mainly go for like 3 confirmations, but 2 is enough. You don't need any much confirmations into taking a trade. If you're looking for too many confluences, then it clearly means you're not you fear taking a trade, or you doubt taking a trade. So today I chose to use stocks 600. This is a European index, right? I've been analyzing and trading stocks 600 for a long time, I think 3 years or 4 years now, and I can tell that how I trade, or how I literally execute my trades, it's 1 in a million. It doesn't change, or rather would I say there's no point into me having to change it, but I mainly need to focus on why do I do it and how often do I have to do it, right? So you guys know the background of stock 600, right? It's an European index, right? So when you look at stock 600, you can tell that, okay, we have resistance, right? We have support, right? And then we have our intraday resistance, which has currently turned into our new support, right? So when you see that price has been reacting off of this zone, right, and now price kind of like broke above and started reacting to the upside of the zone, right? So I'm gonna use current price. I won't do anything or try and share how I take trades on resistance, how I take trades on support. I'm gonna base it on how I make my trades, how I look for my trades. So guys, you guys know it that, okay, the zone is mainly from the 4-hour. This is a 4-hour zone. So every time when I wake up, I start off from the daily. I look at what happened yesterday, and I potentially look at what might happen today, right? On the 4-hour, I look at the zones that price has respected or violated or created, right? I repeat, I look for zones that price has violated, respected, or created, right? The third thing is, on the hourly time frame, I strictly execute my trades based on sessions, right? Like you guys know it that I mainly trade the London and the New York, not the Asian, not the Sydney, London and the New York. I wouldn't say that how I trade doesn't work on the London and it doesn't work on the Asian and the Sydney stock exchange, but I've used it so much, I've used it so often on the London and the New York that I don't think I would ever want to use it on the Asian and Sydney stock exchange, because I'm sleeping at that time. So when you now see that, okay, price came back to support, right? Price is on our support from this bear move to the downside. Remember that we're using current price. I'm not focusing on everything. I'm using current price. Price came back to support from a bear move to the downside. Prices came back to our support. So when I now look at what happened when price came back to my support, okay, we kind of had this bear candlestick that rejected, and then we have a bear candlestick, we have a bullish candlestick that also rejected again. So this bear candlestick is our London session open candlestick 9 a.m, which is probably 8 or 7 in UK, right? Price rejected with a bear candle close. The coming candle 10 a.m, price closed bullish, but still not above our support, right? 11 a.m, same thing, we still closed bullish but not above our support. 12 p.m. Now when you look at 12 p.m, because 12 p.m. we're also approaching our New York Stock Exchange, right? So 12 p.m. okay, price closed above. First things first, you need to focus on one thing: the session open candlestick, right? The session open candlestick closed bearish, and then the pre-New York candlestick, the 12 p.m. candlestick, closed above this very same candlestick. So when you now see that, okay, we're kind of like tempted to break below our support, but the momentum depleted, and the bullish momentum started kicking in inside the charts, right? So my first confirmation into me having to take a trade right here: one, we tried breaking below, but we unfortunately still closed above, right? Two, I look for candlesticks because I now know that my zone was respected, we didn't violate it. Two, I look for my candlesticks. What happened during the candlesticks, right? You can clearly see that, okay, our 12 p.m. candlestick closed above the London open candlestick. With that being said, that also confirms that, okay, price might be looking forward for a continuation to the upside. But in this instance, all I focus on, it's okay if we kind of like really broke above. Let me wait and see that is price really going to come back right there to support this zone or to violate it. With, in some instance, when you look at this, you can tell that, okay, this is a lower low, possible lower high. Are we going to continue moving to the downside looking for a new lower low, or is price going to fail breaking below and respect our support and look to be bullish? Do you guys get that? So I now have my two confluences, right? One, price respected, or price, okay, one, price respected resistance, price respected support, I mean. Two, price closed above our support. Those are my two confluences. The third confluence that I'm looking for now is to see that is price really going to violate it again, or will it respect it in order for it to move to the upside, right? So when you see that, okay, our 12 p.m. candlestick closed above, 1 a.m. 1300 was still closed above, 2 p.m. we tempted closing bullish, we tempted moving to the upside, but we still didn't do what we still didn't have the momentum that we're looking for, right? And then 1300, our London session candlestick, our New York open candlestick, we still rejected, right? Closed as a indecision or rejection candlestick, whatever you call it, right? And then for 16 p.m., 17 p.m., 1800, 6 p.m., right? But because now the stock closes early, right? The stock closes 5 p.m., right? So we move. Coming to another day, now I know that, okay, price still closed above my support. Coming to another day, starting off from the daily, right? What happened yesterday? Price tried breaking below, but unfortunately we closed above, right? What might happen today? Are we going to respect the zone and move to the upside, or are we going to violate it and continue moving to the downside, right? Thirdly, on my hourly, I'm looking for executions, candlesticks, right? So now 9 a.m. our London open, price rejected again, indecision candlestick. 10 p.m. closing bullish, right? 11 p.m. we closed again bullish. 12 p.m. we now did what? Traded above yesterday's highs. Yesterday's highs, we now traded above those yesterday's highs. So once we traded above yesterday's highs, that was my execution entry. That was my execution. This 12 p.m. candlestick, once it closed above this rejection candlestick, so yesterday's highs, that was when I was looking to put my money to work, right? So when we now took this trade based on this candle close above of this very same zone, we anticipated that long as we don't violate, or long as we stay above yesterday's highs, there's a high possibility that price might continue moving to the upside. These are just basics of trading, right? So clean 1 2 3, because that's what I always trade, right? So when you see now that, okay, we did reject, we did close above, and you kind of continued above. So in this instance, you can clearly say this was a break and retest and looked to continue moving to the upside. Do you guys get that? So there's too many confluences into how you have to take a trade, right? Too many reasons in the market. Someone right there might be looking for a break and retest, but I was simply looking for candlesticks and I was simply looking for what? For price to respect the zone, price to trade above yesterday's highs, and for candlesticks to confirm that we're still trading above yesterday's highs and look to continue moving further to the upside, right? Some are looking for breakout and a retest. Some are trading demand and supply. Some are trading order blocks. Some are trading liquidity. But what's important is how are you going to take this trade and how are you going to manage this trade, right? So first things first, we want this trade on our support, right? So when we now move, okay, we see now that, okay, we're coming back to our what? We came back to our support. Very same move to the downside, coming back to our support. So when we now came back to our support, you guys know what I looked for. Daily, how did we close? For our zones we created, zones we respected, or zones we violated, hourly candlesticks to execute, right? So coming back right there, you can clearly see that 9 a.m. we had a bear momentum candlestick, right? 10 p.m. we had a bullish candlestick. 11 a.m. we rejected our support but still closed above, right? When you now see something like this, all I now simply need to wait for is for price to trade above those intraday candlesticks, or the two candlesticks, the 10 a.m. and the 11 a.m., right? But in this instance, price still continued moving to the downside. So once price continued moving to the downside, on our New York session, we thought that price would continue to the downside because we did respect support, but we kind of violated support, right? But coming back, you can clearly see that we had an impulsive candlestick pushing to the upside, confirming to us that the support that we're currently trading on, price is respecting it, right? So when you now see that, okay, we respected our support, coming to the next candlestick, trading above our what? Our intraday candlesticks or intraday highs, right? This rejection, so this intraday highs, price traded above. So once we had a trade above that intraday high, then that's when we look to put our money to work, because we have 2 and 3 reasons. 1, we respected our zone. 2, we couldn't break above that zone, or the candlestick that we looked for did trade above those intraday highs or intraday candlesticks. And 3, price closed above those intraday candlesticks, confirming to us that we're still respecting support and we're still having bullish momentum above support. Why won't we look to be bullish above support? Do you guys get that? And that was just simply how it was, right? This candlestick closed, we looked for the next candlestick which traded above, and we anticipated that long as we still stay above intraday highs, then we're still looking forward for price to move to the upside. But I remember here that we closed somewhere right there on a 1 to 2, because price kind of did what? Price kind of created a high, came back creating a higher low, and pushed to the upside. We anticipated that if price holds this zone, then we might be having a double bottom, we might be having a double top and look to be bearish. But if we continue above, then price will continue above, and that was it. And that's how we took profit, right? So you guys can clearly see that we're using zones, we're using zones, we're using trading sessions, and we're using candlesticks. Do you guys get that? These are my 3 confluences, I would say. These are my 3 confluences. Let's look at the last one before we close this session. Okay, now this one is really on our current price, guys. This is currently happening right now as we speak. So okay, you can clearly see that we still came back to our very same support. So once we came back to support, we started having what? Weakness, right? So from the bear move that we had, price started moving sideways, or price started having bullish momentum in bear depletion, or rather would I say bear depletion, bullish momentum. Do you guys get that? So now you can clearly see that, okay, price is kind of like on our support. But let me be real with you guys, right? Starting off on the daily time frame, just to keep shit legit with you guys, just to show you that we ain't sugarcoating nothing, and we ain't trying to prove anyone right or wrong, but we're just staying authentic to what we're doing, right? So now you can clearly see that we rejected, right? Yesterday we attempted breaking below, but unfortunately we still closed above, right? Looking at the 4 hour, because I now know what happened on the daily yesterday. On the 4-hour, I can tell that okay, price is rejecting our support, but we're still above our support from yesterday and today, right? With that being said, I now head toward to my hourly, because I now know that the daily respected support, the 4-hour respected support, what reasons are we gonna get that will confirm to us that price might be looking to be bearish or bullish, right? So one, you can clearly see the price is kind of like moving sideways, right? Two, price is kind of like having this intraday highs that it once created, this high, and this highs, but we're using this highs for now because we haven't broke above other highs, right? So when you now see that okay, price has been moving sideways and our London session closed bullish, right? Bullish, respecting our support, right? Guys, do you guys understand that we closed bullish, respecting our support? We're respecting our support. Looking at the daily, looking at the current candle, we're trading bullish above intraday highs. So if it happens that price closes above our intraday highs, then it clearly means we're looking forward for a clean continuation to the upside. History repeats itself, right? Daily couldn't break below. 4-hour respected our support. The hourly, we're giving us signs that we are looking to be bullish, long as we're still above our support. Do you guys get that? This is somehow a trading signal. I'm not a signal provider, but this is somehow how I look for trades and how I base my entries. Do you guys get that? So before I end the video and before we get any further, I hope you guys took something from this video, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you overcome whatever that you feel like is hard for you to overcome. But without further ado, people, I want you guys to understand that price will either respect or violate a zone. Candlesticks would either respect or violate a zone. Price will either respect or violate a zone. All you need to focus on is what's happening when we are at that zone. Are we breaking or are we respecting? And that's it. Do you guys get me? But before we get any further, don't forget to do the right thing. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share, turn on the notification, and let people get this video like you got this video. You who's watching, make sure you get this video like they got this video. But don't forget that to use the link on my description to sign up with the broker that I use, Quick Trade, or to get a hold of me concerning my Forex course or anything Forex related. Don't forget to hit my line, and don't forget to do the right thing. And I'm gonna leave a link on the past videos on how I wake up and analyze, or how I wake up and look for trades. Past video which I still use even now. But without further ado, this is your boy Harlem. That's all I got on this video.